Hello and welcome to this instructional video on how to test a hot tub and keep it safe during your stay. Once you arrive at the property, it's your responsibility to look after the water quality of the hot tub. Now this is straightforward and easy, and it should take around 5 minutes per test and needs doing twice a day. When testing the hot tub, there are two factors that we need to take into consideration: the bromine level in the water and the pH level of the water. The pH level refers to how acidic or how alkaline the water is. In order for the bromine to perform as well as it possibly can do, the pH level first needs to be balanced. To carry out the test, you will need three things. The first being your test strips, the second being your pH minus, and the third being your bromine. Now the pH minus is denoted by the red lid and the pH minus sticker on the top, and the bromine is the white lid with the B for bromine on top. Inside the property there will be a hot tub treatment kit. Now it'll include all of these products and instructions on how to test the tub each day. This kit will always be locked, and if you require the key is located on the main set of keys for the house. Now when you come outside to the tub, the first thing you'll need to do is peel the lid back. Peeling back by halfway is absolutely fine. Now make sure you have brought your products with you, so your bromine, your pH minus and your test strips. For starters, one of each should do. Always make sure that with the test strips you keep them in a dry stored area and that the lid is popped on and replaced correctly. Now to be able to take a test of the hot tub, you will need to firstly open up your test strips. To do this, just simply pop the cap and remove one individual stick from the pot. Now what you'll notice is that the test strips have 3 pads on the actual strip. What these do is, one is to test for the bromine, one is to test for the alkalinity of the water, and one is for the pH level. What we are going to be doing is we're going to be checking purely for the pH level and the bromine level. What we're going to do is, to start off with, is to take the first test strip and dip it under the surface of the tub. As so. What we will then do is put the test strip up against the tub itself, and the spacing should mean that it's nice and easy to read. What we're doing is looking to compare the colour on the test strip and the colour on the bottle to make sure that we fit into the OK range. Here you'll be able to see that the bromine level is low, which is denoted by the white strip, which matches up with the 0 level on the bromine. What we want to do is get between the 2 and 6, which are in brackets, which is the OK range. Likewise, for the pH level, what we are looking to do is to get the pH level into the OK range. Now what you'll be able to see is the pH level is a little bit strong, possibly up to around about the 8.4 mark, and we're going to bring this down. Now that we've managed to dip test the tub, we can see that we need additional bromine and we need to bring down the pH level. Now it's always important that we carry out the pH minus first in order to bring the pH level into the right range, so that when we add the bromine it's as effective as it possibly can be. To be able to do this, what we will do is get a tub of pH minus. Now if your tub has jets, what we will do is turn the jets on and get the water bubbling in order to be able to dissolve the product as quickly as possible. If your hot tub does not have jets, that isn't a problem, you just need to leave it. In order to be able to disperse the pH minus as quickly and easily as possible, what we will first do is remove the lid, being careful not to get the product on our hands, and evenly disperse it across the tub, simply by shaking it across the surface of the water, and therefore it will dissolve as quickly as possible. Now we could see from the initial test that not only did we need to bring down the pH level and therefore add pH minus, we also needed to bring up the bromine level to add disinfectant to the tub. So what I'm going to now do is add one 20ml tub of bromine. To add the bromine, once again, carefully remove the lid, being careful not to get the powder on your skin itself, and simply disperse it across the surface of the tub. What we will now need to do is take a retest of our tub. So what we're going to do is start again and remove a test strip from the container and dip it under the surface of the water. This will allow us to take an accurate reading now that we've added the chemicals. What we'll then need to do is hold the bromine and the pH level test strips up against the relevant areas on the pot to see if we've fallen into the right range. It's more important that we get a high level on the bromine reading to add a little bit more disinfectant rather than a low level. Likewise with the pH, bring it down to around about the 7.2 mark rather than 7.8. You'll be able to see on the test strip that we've got a nice purple reading at the top to denote that there's bromine in the water and it's at the slightly stronger end of the range, which is perfect. And likewise with the pH, we can see that it's slightly lower on the scale, but also fitting within the right areas. Now there is a little bit of tolerance within this testing procedure. I want it to be slightly higher on the bromine range than the lower bromine range. Even if it's slightly above the OK range, it's still going to be good for the tub. Ideally, we don't want to be adding more than one pot at a time unless it's absolutely necessary. If you do need to add more than one pot, certainly don't add more than two. Likewise with the pH, bring it down nicely within the range, but we don't want to go too low as we won't be able to boost the pH range back up. Now this test each day should take around about 5 minutes and is an effective way to look after all of your friends and family whilst using the tub. Now once you've finished testing your tub, it's important to remember to turn the jets off if you do have jets on your tub. If you don't have jets, it's not a process that you need to do. If you have a rotospa tub such as this or one of the round ones, you will need to put it back to the auto setting. Careful not to leave it in the off position, otherwise the tub will not heat. Now bear in mind, while you've got the tub on high jets, the tub will not be heating. If you have any questions throughout your stay, please give us a call at reception. Now the number is 01748 850 333 and we'll be happy to help with any of your queries. Please bear in mind that reception is open between 8:30 and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and also 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on a weekend. Now always bear in mind that the reason why we give the small 20ml pots is it's very difficult to overdose your tub. Now if you're just adding one pot at a time, please be aware that you're not going to put yourself into any harm or in dangerous chemical level. These are the levels that are recommended to us and by us to be able to keep the hot tub safe. I hope these steps have been helpful. Please ask if you've got any questions and we'll be happy to help.